Clopping, which is a
clopping,
verb pleasuring oneself or otherwise engaging in an indulgent way to media of My Little Pony.
This is for me, guys.
As the name suggests, a horse girl is part horse and part girl.
Yes.
But what do we mean by that? Well, let's break this down so you have a firm grasp of
you
what
watch
we're
this?
about.
W Professor Lando, dude.
Examples.
Only attention
Recently,
span.
we've seen the rise in popularity of a piece of media called Umamusume.
Yes, but what we must remember, guys, is that these horses, as Rar said, are based off of real horses, so they're not to be gooned upon, all right? We have to keep that in mind while watching this, all right? Even though he's using a reference from the game, you have to keep in mind, all right? Now, Rars is saying Lando is the ultimate gooner. I think personally, as a man, myself, only dreaming of being able to be a part of Ligma Academy. All right, currently just an ongoing student, watcher, viewer. I believe personally that there's a separation between professor and grossessor, all right? One is a professor that goons, one is just a professor. Or as he says, profussy, as he says. I think he's that as well, so there's a difference here.
A series in game wherein real-life racehorses are personified as humanoid anime girls.
There it is. He said, I didn't need to say it. My apologies.
Like a racehorse.
Video, my bad.
Sing and dance as well. And interestingly enough, this is not the first time in human history.
My bad. Dang, y'all screaming at me off the rip, man.
Depicting
I appreciate it. Hold on. Okay. My bad.
Has become immensely popular with the public. Of course, I'm talking about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which is a cartoon franchise featuring talking horse girls or horse-like creatures like unicorns that, although initially marketed towards children, has found itself uniquely popular with an adult audience who vary in their degree of suspicious intent.
Now, I have stumbled across across these beings that are like that. It's quite wild what you can stumble upon. I will say that. It's something I wouldn't have ever expected in my life.
And it should be noted that these individuals
Here comes my PTSD, yeah.
Themselves
I think My Little Pony has the P definitely stands for a bigger acronym, which is My Little PTSD. Anyone that has known of My Little Pony, you look it up on the internet, you see some insane things stumble across your face, you know what I'm saying? It's Friendship is Magic. Keep it to the TV show, never look it up online. It gets bad. My Little P Diddy, mother sucker. That's one way to look at it, okay.
By others and themselves as bronies. Now, the enthusiasm for horse girls in such a manner is so widespread that there is even unique vocabulary that has found its way into the lexicon of the everyday man associated with desire of horse girls.
Really?
And that word is clopping, which is a verb
clopping,
pleasuring oneself or otherwise engaging in an indulgent way to media of My Little Pony. And it should be noted that the word clopping,
literally, that's what that means. Just straight up, like you did it. They got a word for you just did it, and that's it. Clopping cheeks. Wait, hold on a second, because that's a horse. Oh shoot. But that's a way of using it. I'm understanding it now. See, I'm just learning, of course. So there's clankers. Clopping. Would you call them cloppers? Wait, no, because a clanker is just a robot. Right? Like half robot thing. We just call him a clanker. Clanking, though? New word? Hold on now.
clopping comes from the onomatopoeia of a horse's
Hold on now, we're cooking.
And the fact
Hard
that
R, that is a strong word.
Really highlights how much this enthusiasm is widespread and is in fact not a one-off niche thing on the internet. And surprisingly, this is not the
we came with a new word, clanking.
of fictionalized horse girls being popular in modern times. Very recently, there was an online obsession with something called the horse race tests, which were a series of race simulations ran on Twitter.com, featuring these blob-like characters that represented horses. And in line with the premise of
This is not gonna make me want to
chapter,
play
the bottom line,
Umamusume, whatever it's called.
Absolutely in love and became obsessed with these blob characters.
How's the
Now,
gameplay
before
so
we
far,
delve deeper,
Rars?
You students must be wondering.
Are you messing with
Professor
that?
Orlando, those examples
I've never seen that game.
are very different kinds of horse girls, and you might not be sure what counts as a horse girl and what doesn't. So let's go over a very easy visual scale for reference.
Okay. There we go. I wonder what the difference
So
will
here we
be.
have a visual representation.
Ah,
of
this is an
the horse
MLP.
girl
You sent it.
scale, which you can reference to determine what kind of horse girl you might be encountering. So here on the far end, we have a horse that is
Yeah.
just a literal horse, an animal.
Yep.
Moving on, we have My Little Pony, which is, for all extensive purposes, physically a horse or some sort of horse-like creature, but with human intelligence or otherwise some intangible human traits. And then
Yes.
moving forward even more, we have something along the lines of a 50-50 split, represented by a centaur, which is, of course, most of you would know, half human, half horse.
Yes,
Commonly
50
the horse
split.
part being the bottom part, and the human part.
I'm seeing this.
being the top.
I'm liking
And
this
then we
diagram
have
here.
horse girls
Lee on the
like
right.
Umamusume character.
That just literally isn't me, bro. You're just saying that because he's bald, bro. If I would have never made my Roblox character bald, then what, bro? And he's not bald. It's a bald cat, by the way. I have to correct myself every time because you guys get the wrong idea.
That are pretty much just human, with some very minor
Goated
horse-like
series.
physical qualities like the ears and the tail, with most of the horse-like traits being intangible ones like their
Gooning
origin
ethics.
and
I didn't
their
know that was the
actions,
title.
like horse racing. And then on the far end of the opposite side, you have something that is not a horse. This
Remove
is
the wig and
human.
you get him.
And so what we have here is a scaling representation of horse girls and their varying degrees of horsiness. And in
not a wig.
tandem with this
Buddy.
visual horse girl scale, we can overlay a different scale to come to a conclusion about something very important in this classroom.
Okay, here we go.
So what we are going to overlay on top of the horse girl
Ethicality.
visual scale is the scale of ascending goon ethicality, where you have here on the far end unacceptable goonage being acceptable from the mainstream public at the very least, and as
Yeah.
you move along, the ethicality and acceptance of the goonage taking place increases to the far end over here, which would be acceptable.
Yes.
So as you can see, as we move forward, with horses being largely unacceptable, I believe illegal, actually, as we move forward into the fictional realm and varying degrees of horsage being added to the character, we have increasing
Rest in peace, take it to the sick man.
acceptance, or at the very least, ethicality of goonage. Most scholars would agree that the previous
Yeah, the
knowledge
plot
is
just got- it
a
got
little
too big.
outdated for the purpose of analyzing the distribution of horse girl-ness. And in recent
We could get it
times,
back,
we've
but it's just, is it
developed
worth
a
it?
new diagram to help properly describe the distribution. So this is going to be a Venn diagram model of the horse girl distribution.
Which foundation is good for a steamy situation?
What the heck?
All right.
I'm learning in class.
Hot pot day.
So
I
just
bet you had advertisement in class, like you went to school and they had ads. All right, students, and now we want to shout out our newest and latest Apple product, the Apple Watch. You guys can get in class right now for $250. Go ahead, copy your ones, and this new class we'll have tomorrow is actually sponsored by Apple. So make sure you guys come here early. You can get a free trial of using the watch. You can use it all day in class. Once class ends, you can't use it anymore. Wouldn't surprise me, low key. I swear, school's gonna do that, bruh. It started off with vending machines, right? Then we're gonna start having goddamn stuff in your meals, having the gosh dang trademark thing, Smuckers, PB&J. We had that back then, but it's gonna be like lunch provided by Smuckers, PB&J. That's kind of smart. School should actually do that, bro. I think if you're in a really rich school, they probably actually already have that, low key. I haven't been to one of those, but I feel like mid-class, they probably have a sponsorship drop. Milk cartons already ad spaces. Yep, exactly that. And then probably college would be the next, will probably be the first milestone there because it's more of adults, they can spend their own money. But get them when they're young, you know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Pause. Big pause. Hold up, man. I gotta stop streaming, man. Maybe I should live stream. Some of the things I say they can be misinterpreted. That's what clipping is, though, isn't it? But if you get someone when they're young in an advertisement, like a food product, they'll grow up indulging in that food product. Like Dr. Pepper, people are insane about Dr. Pepper. You even when they're little. You ever had the person that's like, "And no one make this like my mama." You know what I'm saying? "Ain't no one make gravy and biscuits like my mother." They had it when they was a kid. They stick to only that formula. Feel what I'm saying? Ads stop being creative. Yeah, and they don't really got to be, bro. But guess what? The moment they stop being creative and someone gets creative, that's when it pops off. Y'all ever heard of because soap ads were never creative. Then the Sasquatch soap ads start going around. Now the Sasquatch brand is all over grocery stores and everything, bro. Lee does have a toddler mindset. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cannibal ads, yeah. Apple Jacks, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, some of the best ads, bro. Sometimes people just need to up their ad game. Honestly, if you want to be successful in a business, go into a product that doesn't get good ads and start making good ads for it. You just might get to win. Now, they got to be funny, comedic, and entertaining. That's the key formula, you know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, "Our soap was made in the fresh waters of," and have like a basic like background music.
It's like the previous
Also, you see how I omitted what you said right there, Faba? I'm going to start using that technique more. Freak you.
diagram. Here on the far end, we are going to have horses.
Yeah, they're literally just taking a bath and rubbing it on their body, and then that's the soap ad. Yeah, it's like...
We're going to have humans. Now, the previous diagram assumes a linear distribution when it comes to horse-to-human ratio, but...
Like, you know what I'm saying? This reaction probably won't get any views, guys, but I'm telling you, this is so fun reacting to. And we've had like about 5 conversations just in this one video.
Physical qualities of something like My Little Pony. The
Japanese ads, yeah, bro. Those things are hilarious. We could have a segment on that.
Horses
just reacting to Japanese ads.
Closer to one another than things on the opposite.
I think it's so random.
Like Umamusume, which is going to be much more similar to a human than it is going to be close to.
So this is kind of like just a graph, but he's distributing it differently to get his Herschel distributing point across. I like that.
Horses. And in the
no more of a line graph, more of a circular bubble.
We're going to have a category that much better
Venn diagram.
overlaps as many horse girl categories as possible, and we believe that this diagram is the best representation for it. Of course, we are talking about centaurs, which have a little bit of everything.
Wow,
did I spell that right?
That's a big bubble for centaurs.
Centaurs, which is going to overlap a little bit with My Little Pony, overlap a little bit with actual horses, and definitely leans into more human qualities, of course, being centaurs.
This is a good bubble graph distribution here.
Bit of the traits of
that's accurate.
Like Umamusume characters, and again, that is going to be centaurs right there.
Yes.
In short, people really like horse girls, and for some reason or another, our civilization seems to be drawn to depicting these horses in media like Umamusume,
I agree, Rars.
Pony, and the horse race tests. Not to mention
that's probably why I'm Dante was one of my favorite reactors.
Now the question is, why? As we've touched on, people largely enjoy horse girls as a form of entertainment, but there are those that enjoy it in a more academic and explicit manner. And some of you new students here in the classroom might be wondering, Professor Lando, there's no way that people enjoy horse girls in such a way. And to answer this and lay the foundation of our lecture here today, I went to the archival department here at the Ligma University to
34.
Get something. Let me show you this.
34, I'm sure.
So these are
Let's
the
see.
search results on a particular archival website for My Little Pony. And as you can see here,
what?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! I thought he was just going to search the horse girl. Not literally as deep as it goes. Brother, what? You better toot that thing up and take a seat, brother. What's going on there, pal? Oh my gosh, that's insane. 25. Oh, hold on. Two. I know what numbers are. Hold on. 257,518. And that is just posts, I think, right? That's not just searches. One man cannot do so many searches, brother. All right. If we even capped it by just 500, let's say one man did it 500 times, which is already insane. All right. Let's divide this number by 500 real quick. Let's do some quick maths. Quick maths, bruv. All right. Let's take this number 257,518 divided by 500. 515 people at least, bro. Which is already insane. And that's to say they all did it 500 times, which is not correct. There's no way. And now let's say this isn't search results and this is actual post. That means that's how many art has been created by so many people. So imagine how many people have looked at it. Bloody, bruv. Bloody, bruv. Is it weird that I'm not shocked? The shock value for me was him pulling that out. I thought he was going to pull out not that. That got me. Is there a Rule 34 higher or lower game? I would totally play that, but I'm probably not allowed to do that on YouTube already. That'd be funny. This isn't counting fanfics. It's also not counting... I can't think of what other websites that you would look something weird up like that, but like, there was the art websites that exist, wasn't it? What was the websites where people would put their art out? Was it DeviantArt? That's an old one. There's that one that old women use all the time to like think of creative ideas. There's that Pinterest. That's what it's called. There's probably some other art websites. I don't know, but
257,518 results as of the recording of this lecture.
You prefer student race than horse girls?
Particularly.
You'd be higher on the morality than our ethnical graph that you made.
It goes without saying that My Little Pony,
Let me hear this again too, by the way.
1,518 results as of the recording of this lecture for My Little Pony, particularly.
Search results?
It goes without saying that My Little Pony, just a small subsection of horse girls, is quite popular. And I think we can come to the conclusion that horse girls in general are viewed in such a light.
Bloody.
If someone hated ads, here's what they would do. Day one,
was that the end? I hope that's not the end of the video. I need more, Professor.
So the question is why?
Oh, freak at the screen. You know, don't forget to cut out that, Ellie. We don't need that in the reaction video. No bueno. No bueno. Chat, it's been a while. I just came back. Pixiv? Never even heard of Pixiv. How old is Pixiv? This ain't a reaction vid, it's a forehead zoom. Forehead vid. He's dropping another one. What's Pixiv made? I don't know that one.
Horse girls specifically. After all, there are plenty of animal-like humanoid characters like cat girls as well as dog girls. And with these
Chad, don't say anything because I know what some of y'all thinking right now when y'all saw one of these pop up.
Archetypes of characters, yes, people do find them particularly enticing to varying degrees, but we do not see the same level of enthusiasm we see with horse girls. You know, there is no cat girl Fantasia video game that everyone is playing and posting about on Twitter. There is no dog girl.
I'm not too sure about that. You see how many are included in games? In them Hoyoverse? I mean, but to be fair, this is literally a game with only horse girls. So I see what he's saying. League and flashbacks. Yeah, Nekopara, that was all about cat girls. And you know people really love that game, or Nekopara really popped off when I think majority of the cat girls in it, low key, unless you just really young when you watch it, when you playing it or something, a lot of them look a little young, a little too young. That's what I'm saying. So for a game to pop off that hard and to have those kind of characters in it, for majority, kind of like Zenless Zone Zero did, right? They've got to really hit with the ones that, you know, look like they are age appropriate. Yeah, Hoyoverse definitely filled it up with cat girls. I think they even had I think that one girl that was like the interrogator or whatever in that one video, she was I think she had like cow ears or something. Yeah, they taking everything. They morphing everything.
Wolf's Galore cartoon show that people have been watching for the past years and years and years. No, that is reserved for horse girls particularly. So I want to answer the question, why? What is it about horse girls particularly
yeah, see Dura Girl, yeah.
the audiences so?
They just picking
you're
animals.
Anything like me, you have a lot of academic research to do throughout your day, a lot of hard work, educating the masses, of course. And I often find myself tired, needing a little boost, and something to quench my thirst.
You got a sponsorship? We was just talking about ads. Oh my God.
Gamer Subs, featuring
Professor Lando.
a plethora of
Gamer Subs. If they need to make him a specific one, and I will cop that.
wonderful flavors
Not even
like
joking.
anime girl thighs, as well as unique collaborations like this one with JoJo Stone Ocean. Gamer Subs is a keto-friendly and sugar-free.
Jade actually got one of these, and I'm not gonna lie. It was called like Blowhole something. That junk actually tasted like if there was a morph between a dolphin and a human and they turned that into an anime girl. I felt like I was drinking their sweat. It tasted disgusting. So I'm gonna look for a different flavor. But Jade did get one of these.
Drink mix to help give you a little boost throughout your day, wet your palate, and most importantly, give you some anime girls to look at.
Dang! Oh my God! What flavor did he get? He chugging the heck out of that. Was that
So
the thigh
you
sweat?
You can use the code LANDO or click the link down below for 10% off your purchase of any of Gamer Subs.
Gotta get that. Gotta
Thank you
help
to
out
Gamer Subs
Lando.
for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to our lecture. I do think that the answer is clear to why we are so attracted
You eat
to horse
dolphins?
girls.
No, like I
That's
said, it was pretty much me like licking the sweat off of their whatever, their blowhole. I guess it's called a blowhole.
Because horses are useful. Throughout history, we have used horses.
Don't drive away the collabs now. No, they definitely got good flavors. Hold up, good check, good skill check right there, Rars. Appreciate that one. Hold on, y'all definitely. I know y'all got some fire flavors. I saw the collabs with queso too. The ramen noodles. I wanted to get that. It's a little expensive for me personally though. However, I'm gonna keep trying y'all's flavors. I mess with it. All right. I do have perfect. Don't click that favor. Dang. Look. I be drinking sodas on my off days. I would happily replace it with a G-Sup instead. All right, I just gotta find the right flavor. I'm gonna find it. I only tried one, and it's simply just not my favorite. It had some things, some flavors I didn't even like naturally, right? I can't remember what it was, but yeah. Oh, hey, Phantom Blue W clip. Of course, Boo gonna pull up. Come on now, bro. Hey,
our lives
don't do that.
As a society. And I believe that this has been ingrained in our DNA, into our genes, as we have evolved beside one another. More than pets or simple companions.
Wait, what?
Our society have, because
What's he going on about?
Is clear. Sponsoring this video, and let's get back to our lecture. I do think that the answer is clear to why we are so attracted to horse girls, and that is because horses are useful. Throughout history, we have used horses in a multitude of ways to enhance our lives as a society.
Interesting.
And I believe that this has been ingrained in our DNA.
Interesting psychology here.
As we have evolved beside one another. More than pets or simple companions, horses have become associated with our survival. And this is what has compelled us, even in modern times.
So when someone needs to goon as like a mental, chemical balance release, whatever, they have to goon. They feel like they need to goon. They need to get one out. What we've been ingrained in with generation to generation of using horses, we think, why not use a horse again to goon? Oh my gosh, it makes sense. See, guys, and this is exactly why if we cannot full-time YouTube, I will be going into psychology. And when I start labeling my videos as real psychologist breaks down Gooning, everyone's gonna click that junk. That's gonna be my superpower, man. I'm gonna use my degree as a superpower to make dumb YouTube videos. That's gonna be hilarious. And I'm really gonna do that, y'all. Y'all think I'm joking? I'll see y'all like 2, 4, 3 years from now. I'll see y'all then, bro. Y'all gonna see it happen. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I want to keep doing reaction on here and chilling with y'all and do the live streams because I know these videos are gonna take a minute. Maybe we'll live stream another lesson, but I'm gonna do that junk. You think I'm playing? I'm gonna do like, I gotta do something like inspired by Ligma Academy or something, bro. I gotta give this man his props. He really sprouted this. Psychologist reacts. Yes, even that, it could be that simple. Psychologist reacts to Ligma Academy. Because this is some psychology right here you're talking about. Some genetic growth.
So obsessed with horse girls. And so we can
Interesting.
extrapolate this data to come to a conclusion about why horse girls are more popular than other animal pseudo-humanoid characters.
Yeah, why? Because we relied on cats a lot for emotional and like whatnot things, and dogs in general, just for getting tasks done as well. As, so why the horse girl craze? I think it's because it's one of the best games out yet. And it's a unique game too. It's a race game. We haven't seen a good race game ever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that also drives, but let's see what he says.
And dog girls. And of course, as with many things, I have a diagram for this.
Let me hear about it.
Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease in half the time.
The better grease getter.
And it's still going.
Business internet from T-Mobile means avoiding the limitations of wired infrastructure with secure, reliable connectivity.
Horses help us throughout
Okay, so here we have a
civilization. That is
diagram
true.
of
And
the
especially one of the most important things. Transportation. And let's not forget about it. All right? Okay, maybe that's too deep of a thought. Maybe I shouldn't go that deep. I was going to say something stupid. I was going to say when you ride a horse, it's always on your Johnson. So there's got to be some type of correlation there. All right? That was a little bit of a reach, though. I didn't keep talking about that one because I thought about it in my head. I said it in my head. I was like, hold up. And I said it in my head again. I was like, wait a second. So not that deep, but y'all get the point. All right. You're watching a lesson about horse girls, Blue. Those horse girls are tall too. And who doesn't like a tall woman unless you have a debilitating or demoralizing amount of masculinity. All right? A toxic amount of masculinity. That's the only reason you wouldn't like a tall woman. I'm not going to lie. Come on now.
Desire that people have for the anthro character of the respective animals being
We love strong
cat
women here.
girls, dog girls, cow girls, and of course horse girls. And over here we have usefulness.
I
as
love
in at the
Jade,
bottom
though.
being not
All right.
particularly
David
useful
Bowie for a
as an
moment.
animal, and here at the top being extremely useful.
Hold
to
up.
humans.
Okay, hold on. Cows? Wait, maybe? Oh my god, Zenzo Zero might be a genius. Hold up. I think he's on to something, bro. Anthro character desire. I didn't know cows were higher than cats and dogs, but that makes sense because when they made that one Zenzo Zero character that was a cow, half cow, that got dang near, I think, the most love out of all the Zenzo Zone characters, bro. I'm not even joking. Am I wrong? And there's always been that like cow print theme going on. Oh my gosh, it really is on to something right now, bro. He actually is on to something. I'm not even lying. He's actually
so here we
cooking.
have a diagram of the amount of desire.
I don't agree with the cats being lower than dogs, but I can see. Actually, no. You know what? When there was a thing about popularity about a person going crazy, they acted like a dog all the time. It wasn't them acting like a cat.
That people have for the anthro character.
Dogs are more used. That
of
is
the
true,
respective
and the
animals
desire
being
is a
cat
little bit
girls,
more.
dog
I can
girls,
see it being a little bit
cow
more.
girls,
However,
and of
there's more
course,
cat
horse
girl stuff I
girls.
think that
And
exists.
over here we have usefulness, as in at the bottom being not.
Yeah, I feel like the cats would be higher, but
particularly
I
useful
don't
as an
know.
animal, and here at the top being
With the desire,
extremely useful to humans.
but I might be wrong.
So let's start here at the bottom. I think it's a common understanding that dogs are historically more useful than cats.
That's true. That
They
is
have
true.
served as service animals as well as hunted alongside humans for hundreds of years. And the conclusion we can draw is that dog girls are markedly more desirable than cat girls, although the margin is close.
I think it's a really close. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's when it comes to desirable and that's it. But we do have to think about it because like when stuff pops up on media, I feel like honestly, if it's a girl, it's more cats. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the margin is this. I feel like they're equal. I feel like dogs are more for usefulness when it comes to labor, maybe. The cat's more emotional. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's got to be a 50-50 split, low-key. Because if you see a cat guy, unless it's a femboy, it's not going to get that much heat. All right? I mean, sorry. If you see... Well, yeah, it's not going to get that much heat. It's not going to be that good. If you see a dog guy, a dog anthro anime character, they're going to really like that. All right? But now if you see a cat anime character, they're going to really like that. If you see a dog, girl... anime character, I don't think it's gonna be as high as a cat girl anime character. You know what I'm saying? But when you factor in furries, dogs are more popular. That is true. That is true. And furry is as furry as it gets. Dang. We're learning here today, man. Cowgirl. That would be an insane. That would be an insane. What? Yeah. What about mixing them together? Would it then rise? Half horse, half cow, or would that just mess up the whole formula in general?
At popular media to come to this conclusion. There are a plethora of dog-like characters, like the wolf guy from Zenless Zone Zero, Blythe from Elden Ring, the wolf from Bad Guys. There are plenty of examples of canine-like characters that are consistently popular in modern media.
And I'll be honest, let's put it in this. If you're playing a single player game and they're like, hey, you can play as a cat girl or a cat dog girl or a cat girl or a dog girl, which one you picking? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I would have stronger abilities if I was the dog girl. It does include wolf boys, and we know how popular those are, bro. You ever heard about when you was growing up? You ever heard about forget what that called? Twilight or something? Dog boy in there. Come on now. Come on now. Cat girl more. Yup.
So moving on, we have cows and cowgirls. I think it goes without saying that cows are immensely more useful than dogs and, of course, cats. We eat them as food product, eating their steak, their meat, and drinking their sweet, delicious milk.
Yeah. I was talking to Ross about this in Discord earlier. Talking about, he's saying, ha, can't mess with cheese. And I said, ha, you sucking out of its meat. You know what I'm saying?
And we've also used them as beasts of burden. They've pulled our wagons and farming
werewolves,
for generations.
Huge,
and,
huge right there.
Due to this immense usefulness,
yes, right, knowledge.
Very often, the marks, the traits of cows and cowgirls being very popular and enticing in modern media. Of course, I am talking about the infamous cowkini, the visage of a cowgirl.
Yes, that's what I talked about when I saw it. I was like, those cow, the cow print.
And a sense of almost primal desire.
Give me that milk. Definitely primal desire. That is peak.
Not only that, the association of desire and lust and cowgirls goes so hand in hand that we've created a euphemism for a explicit act called milking. Milking, or the act of being milked, as a euphemism.
You gotta go deep in this one, brother.
Popular joke and
I'm getting it
in modern times as well. And so you might be thinking, Professor Lando, it seems cows are incredibly useful and that desire for cows is extremely high. What makes horses even more desirable?
Yeah, because now that you told me about cows, I'm like, bro, that is spreading everywhere. Everyone's on that. Everyone's on it. Everyone's been on that. Whether they've noticed it or not, they've been on that. All right. All cows are females, actually. What the heck? What kind of sign? Okay, you getting too... All right, hold up. We don't have to get to that one, all right? That's a whole nother discussion. About a certain song. You know me, I get distracted. Whether you have realized it or not, people have been relating cows for the beginning of time, low key. Even when your boy was growing up, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about no cat girl, none of that. People still making cow references. You see goddamn people coming out in bikinis that got cow print. It's just that normalized. And he's reminding us.
Useful than cows. And while that might
So me watching this is also making me think, as I was saying to my point when I began this, is he just saying horses are the best because of this video? And it's the main point of this video? Or what's he about to say right now to change my mind?
seem true at first glance, people
Go
often
girls!
overlook
You might be onto something, Brand. You might be onto something, Brand. I didn't even think about that.
more useful than cows. And while that might seem
Let 'em
true at
cook.
first glance, people often overlook one key trait about horse girls that sets them apart from the rest. And that trait is that horse girls have big, huge hearts. They are very loving creatures. Horses have served as loyal companions for all of human history, and they have such big hearts. And of course, thank you to our Patreon.
Now, I haven't indulged in the horse girl gooning, so I can't relate to what he was saying about the big hearts. I think he's talking about more than big hearts. But he said one point besides the big hearts, the companionship. You have companionships with dogs, you have them with cats. Let's say you didn't have companionships with horses, we still use them a ton. All right, so those would all, just because of how much we use horses, it would still be cats and dogs. And even cows, just with how useful they are. Now, imagine you put companionship on top of that, it makes sense why they're at top. I think he might be talking about male horses. Oh, you think he's talking about Johnson? I forgot it. Professor Lando do be liking it both ways. From what I've come up to assume. So he maybe is talking about the Johns. All right. Probably right there, Roars. All right, guys.
Such
Let's get this outro going real quick.
big hearts.
Something about the credits, maybe.
And of course, thank you to our Patreon supporters and to these students here in detention for supporting me and my studies here at Ligma University.
I gotta shout the members more often in our reactions. I gotta remember to always pull those up, man.
Thank you very
Shout
much.
out Ace. Shout out Timmy. All the other members, man. Armpit. See, I gotta rewatch that. I think I had that class before, but I kind of forgot my knowledge on it. That's probably gonna be a me time type of video to watch, right? It's Reese's season. Now this is what ads need to be. You see? Take notes.
People, it's Reese's season.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. Yeah, Lando is the best professor. We can only hope to be like him. Only dream to be like him. I've had maybe one class myself. I can't remember if it was 2 or 1. I definitely had 1 though. But of course, nothing compared to a Professor Lando class, you know, and that's okay. As long as we all spread knowledge as a collective group, that's all that matters.